small orchard all planted. The only reason I couldn't video it, I wanted to, but I couldn't the day that I brought the trees on. They were all bare root trees, and it was pouring rain outside. And the problem is the place that I bought them from, they didn't have them wrapped. They were just bare roots. And if you know anything about that, if they dry out, they'll die. So I had to get home, and it was like a 2-hour drive for me. So I wrapped them in some paper towel and wetted it, and then got home as quick as I could so I could get them in the ground just to make sure they stayed damp. So yeah, they're all in. They've been in now for about 2 to 3 weeks. I'll zoom in on a couple of these. My apple tree, I cut 1/3. When I originally ordered these, they weren't supposed to be the whip apple trees, but guess what they were? Yeah, just a single branch, that's all there was. But they'll do okay. My plum trees, the ones that I got from my neighbor, that really didn't have much root to these big ones. They were actually suckers that were coming off the roots of one of his big trees up there. And those are actually starting to produce some flowers. So they survived, and that's a good thing. The other one's the same. Now I really did want to show you guys how I plant these things, but the basics is when you plant a tree, you really need to make sure the roots are facing outwards and out, so that it gives them the opportunity to go out. Okay, I'll show you the picture, what I mean. The other thing is when you're planting trees, bare root trees, is that you need to make sure the hole is big enough so that you can actually spread the roots out in the bottom of your hole the best you can. Because if you don't, I'll show you the picture of what could happen. So yeah, you've seen that the roots are coiled up. Well, what happens is if you don't spread the roots out and they just start to grow this way. Now, the other thing that can cause this as well, contribute to it, is if you use too much fertilizer. Because what you want is your tree to actually shoot roots out looking for nutrients. Now, I'm not saying don't feed your trees, because you definitely need to. But if you feed them too much in a small space, the roots will stay in the same area because they don't need to, migrate out to look for nutrients for the tree. So that's important. You kind of need to do that so that your tree has a really good base. That's more important than the tree growing or producing fruit in the first year. Next year, I think I'll just pull all the blooms off my trees. It'll take 2 or 3 years before you really get any fruit anyway. But now that's all going to depend on how well they grow this year. Like if they put off some nice big shoots and they're looking really healthy, I might change my mind next year. We'll see. But right now, my plan is not to let them fruit for at least 2 years. But that's the plan. Now I'm going to show you how I fertilize my trees. Okay, just hang on. I'll go grab my bucket that I use. Now this is nitrogen tea that I make myself. It's just a little bit of chicken manure mixed in water. I do it in a 45-gallon drum because I have plants everywhere and it's just easier. So yeah, I'm going to show you. I'll point you around. Now, I'm not sure how well you guys can see this because the sun is really in my face today and I'm having a hard time seeing. So what I actually do is I actually go around. I dug a little trench around my trees where I planted them, and I usually just dump nitrogen tea around and let it kind of soak down through the ground. Yeah, like I said in the first video, though, like I did mix in some compost, and I did put some nitrogen in what I when I originally started rototilling the ground for these guys. And yes, I do put rocks around the tops because I have chickens and they're everywhere. And this way it keeps the chickens from tearing the layer of mulch of straw that I have around the tops of my trees. And you'll also notice, let me show you guys. You know, if you notice, I don't have my mulch right up against the tree because I don't want this part of the tree that's above ground being wet all the time. It could cause it to rot, and it could cause problems with your tree down the road, and I don't want that to happen. Yeah, you can see my organic lawnmowers are hard at work today. They keep my grass cut. I haven't cut my grass in years. So yeah, again, I'd like to apologize for not being able to video as I'm actually planting the trees, but that day it was just pouring outside, so I didn't want to get the camera wet. If it was only lightly raining, I would have just covered it, but it was just pouring, so I couldn't do that. But if you got anything out of the video, maybe hit that like button, maybe consider subscribing. And hit that bell notification so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Black flies are out today. And thanks for watching.